So I want us to look at some tweets from a popular Nigerian politician who goes by the name Femi Fani-Kayode, and it's something that I saw and I was filled with wonder. But I want you guys to feel it for yourself. So here goes. And I quote him from his official Twitter handle. I make no apology for saying the following. Lagos is not a no man's land. It belongs to the Yoruba. Other than winning the presidency, the most important thing for the Yoruba to do is to ensure that Jide Sanwo-Olu is re-elected as governor of Lagos. Outside of that, we are finished as a race. Wow. And this first one had me wow because I was like, outside of this, we are finished as a race. Like, I don't understand what that means. Like, not been the run. I don't get that. Like, what do you think?
Say like we are finished as
The
a race.
race.
Sometimes these people wonder if they teach them the right things, or how can a 62-year-old man that's been in public office, has been a minister, he claims to be a lawyer, say something like, sometimes I keep saying it, the set of people that will change this country are not even the most intelligent people. They'll be the most patriotic people. The people that love Nigeria and Nigerians as a human being. Because how can a learned man with a healthy brain say if a Yoruba man does not become president and the Yoruba people are finished as a race? And these things comes as a result of greed. These people, they don't really care about the Yoruba people. Let's put it that way. They don't, it's because of their personal interest. What they will gain if that particular person enters to power, not because they like the Yoruba people. This man was a PDP man. He was one that was fighting hell and tooth and nail for a PDP. That said he will not join the APC. You remember the video now?
I did. I saw that.
He's not going to join the APC in this life. He rather die. He's the one tweeting something like this. That's what I said. As a Nigerian, which the last thing you want to do is to take politicians as your mentor or as people you inspire to be or people you want to be. Because, and especially if you are somebody that wants this country to change, if you want a good country for yourself, your children, and your grandchildren, this set of Nigerian politicians, most of them, because the good ones are always corrupted by the bad ones, because these political parties they form, most of them, these political parties were formed on criminality, and because of greed, they are ready. See that most of them are ready to fight for the most insane things. How can somebody say if Jide Sanwo-Olu doesn't become the governor, or if Tinubu doesn't become the president, the Yoruba people are finished as a race? You see the generality. These things are the things. These are excitement. This is create. These are what creates people to be angry for no reason. And it's the one, if he goes to his Twitter handle, he's the one calling for people to be arrested. Every little thing in his Twitter handle, this person must be arrested, this person must be arrested. But he's the one inciting division, inciting propaganda. And this is a callous, a childish, a malicious, anything evil, anything. I think there's so many adjectives to be used: stupidity, childishness. How can a learned person say something like this?
Oh, wait till you hear the other tweets. So this is the first tweet in the thread, and okay, so I'm going to the second tweet, and I'm quoting: "The Labour Party candidate Badebo Rhodes-Vivour, whose mother and wife are Igbo, and who is running a patently anti-Yoruba and pro-Igbo campaign, is one of those that burnt properties and buses during the NSAS riots." Oh, that is an allegation. That is a very serious allegation, and I'm curious to know how this bold accusation came about. If there was like evidence involved,
Maybe he was
or
he
he
was the one
saw,
there saying him burning the buses
and,
now.
and, and I think that presents exactly like how did you know he was part of the people? Was there a drone? Or like how did you
He
see
was
that
he,
he
he kept
particularly
he
was?
kept a camcorder there to be a small camera to be watching him as he's pouring the fuel in the bus, because when greed has clouded intelligence, this is an intelligent man, he's a learned man. He has been in the political system for a very long time, and this is what he's saying. And in the same breath, these people will demand respect. I can somebody say, look at what he said. He said that he's married to an Igbo lady, and he has a Igbo mother. He just skipped the part that the candidate of the Labour Party came from a very, very, very strong Yoruba family with a strong Lagos history.
I read that his great grandfather was one of the original, like was one of the founding fathers of the Nigerian judiciary.
You can imagine. He skipped those parts. He's using what can be used as a weapon, as a tool. And I hear two people say, it's only Nigeria you hear the word constantly. Politics is a game. Politics is a game. You are gaming when people are when 120 million people are suffering.
It's one of the things that
That
I
thing messes
dislike
up my
the most.
my mental, my any nuance, the nuance in my brain is it scatters it because
Yes.
when you try to think free, when you try to you let your thinking to be free of any constraint, any tribal, religious constraint, you notice we are doing a lot of nonsense in this country because most people defend that that's his game. He's trying to use tribal, the Igbo sentiment to push away you people to vote for him. And that's a lame and a childish and a weak tool to use and a wicked tool because that's a tool by division. Because he has Yoruba, Igbo wife, so what? And for a learned man, and this is something that a lot of young politicians look up to, say this, just because of stomach infrastructure, not because maybe they have promised him ministerial role or promised him one or two role. So they need to go any length to see that. Because most of the times, when you know when they promise you ministerial role, you in your dream, when you sleep in the night, you see yourself in that role. And they need to die, they need to go any length, cause propaganda, even sell this country to make sure they're in that role. And it's a very, very weak, it's a weak path to go through for him. I'm really ashamed of him, to be fair.
That part, I think that is a bold-faced accusation that should not be made without like it is scandalous to even hear like it. And I was shocked. I think that is what I would say. I was shocked when I saw that because I was like, okay, if this has been said, where is the evidence? How did you know that he was? Because let's say people vandalize properties. How did you know? What intelligence agency gave you
Yes,
the tip
that
that
he was the one burning the buses.
that from NSAS till now nobody knew about, but somehow you came to this information on your own? And I think that is very, very bold faced. So now the third tweet is he's still referring to Badebo Rose Bible, and he says that he, which is Badebo, is also in bed with IPOP and is hell bent on imposing an unashamedly Igbo agenda on the people of Lagos State, including, wait for this, removing all our Yoruba traditional rulers and imposing Igbo ones. Would the Igbo allow any Yoruba man to do such a thing in the East? So what he's saying here is that Badebo basically is coming to be governor of Lagos State with a pro-Igbo agenda that he is together with IPOP. And one of the things that he wants to do includes removing all the Yoruba traditional rulers. And I repeat, removing all of the Yoruba traditional rulers and replacing them with Igbo rulers. I think this is where it crosses from scandalous to bizarre
To
and absurd.
stupidity,
Because
to childishness.
but this third one, where you say that the person coming, a Yoruba person,
Yes.
is coming with an Igbo agenda, one,
Yeah.
is affiliated with IPOB,
IPOB.
and is coming to replace all the Yoruba traditional rulers
What
and
kind of-
replace them with how is that? It's not. We shouldn't even be asking. This is something that you don't try to reason. If not, you would. I think
your
short
brain will
circuit-
crash.
It's not something
Because you wonder what motivates thinking. So there's some thinking that there's some things that people will say. What you wonder about is not what the person is saying. It's what motivates that thinking that produces that statement. Go to replace all the Yoruba rulers. Did they put them there by election or by force?
And and the thing that I find ironic is the fact that this very politician, Femi Fani-Kayode, was actually pictured with
Nnamdi Kanu, yes. They were laughing.
laughing and holding it together. So you see,
I think it was even pecking him. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
But they were
But
laughing.
yeah, but you can see that they were actually seen together in a friendly environment, and it
And
is
be cozy.
ironic by what is on the ground. This is a person that is Yoruba who comes from a prestigious line.
Prominent
of
Yoruba family.
People that have been involved in the government of Nigeria before independence. This is the person that you have now ascribed. And I also find it funny that one of the quickest things to attach to somebody, especially when it comes with once a person has an Igbo affiliation, the next thing they bring up is
It's IPOB.
I find
And
that
it's sickening.
it is so unoriginal. Like how? Like how do you even
Because that is the propaganda they use to divide and rule. because they believe when you associate anybody with IPOB, the person is going to have a low turnout of votes. That is the mentality that they believe is going to work. So that we need to create any fake propaganda for that to exist. He said he's going to bring a IPOB. In fact, he's the one that's going to bring an IPOB propaganda for him to be seen being cozy with Nnamdi Kanu. So,
Yes,
because he's the one that's even he even has a video
you're the
evidence.
leader of IPOB, like you are in a friendly environment. So how can you? So unless you're saying that you know this because you also are connected with
Yes,
IPOB, you are seeing this thing that there is a conscious effort to create negative
division.
tribal sentiment.
Yes, very negative and
Negative
toxic.
tribal sentiment.
And they're not even most of the times the people they create them, they don't even exist. And most of, even though they exist at the very minimum, but they push it to the extreme.
They amplify.
They amplify it. You know, as we said earlier, no two persons are the same. Even twins, you might they are different set of human beings with different set of consciousness. They amplify those little differences to be very, 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 very big, and they use it to divide. They even affects family, extended family, and even relations and in-laws. You see in-laws quarreling among themselves. Why? Because one is from this tribe, and one. In fact, most of them they might even find out that they have the same thing, that thinking the same, they have the same agenda. That's why I said these post people are the ones that create problem, not the original person going for the position. You might not see someone who's saying this thing or Tinubu coming out to say these things. Are these spokespeople, these people that are going to benefit from people from their friends, their political leaders in power, that the ones creating this division because they are belly, that stomach, that poverty mentality and that greed are the ones motivated that thinking. They might be very intelligent people. They have doctorate degree, they are professors. Because of poverty and greed, it has manifested in their head. They need to say that they need to even say is a serial killer. They need to say anything just to make sure they tarnish the person's image. And end of the day, become assassin with that person and later say it's a game. Politics is a game. It's a game when people are suffering, when people need good governance, people need clean water, people need healthcare. They say politics is a game.
Politics, and that is the thing, and I find that comment very annoying because politics is a game. You may say politics is a game, but governance is not.
Governance is not the game.
Governance is not a game, and we are talking about because governance now involves the progression of people's lives. That is not politics. Politics to me has to do with the internal.
Yeah, to enter into power and everything.
But once the people are involved, it's no longer politics. It's strictly governance, and governance is not a game because real lives are involved, not numbers. I think we are deadened to a lot of things when we see things like killer headsmen. They abduct 300 people. They kill 60 something people. We begin to see them as numbers, but 60 something people are 60 something people with families.
Yes.
With families. 60 something lives have been altered. And that's the thing. I think it's always a game until it affects you directly.
Yes.
Then I think there was someone during the Rivers State, I think during the presidential election, someone in Rivers State who is affiliated with the governor, who has been photographed with the governor, was caught trying to, I don't know whether I was trying to break into someone's house, another prominent person, with dynamite, and he was shot in the legs and he was bleeding there. And people showed his before and after pictures, like him pictured with the governor. Now look at him lying in someone's. And even as he was sitting down there on the floor bleeding, he was still like, "I did die, and all of that."
This is one of those who came to dynamite my house. This is one of those.
Now the person that you were playing the game for
Has
at that
left you.
moment now, yes, you're bleeding out. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but at that moment you're bleeding out.
Yeah.
Now it's not a game. Now he can say that he's dying.
Yes.
It has taken a different turn.
Yeah.
So I believe that is the thing. Like when you called our political class rulers, you're very right because one of the qualities of a leader is empathy.
Yes.
If you don't have empathy, you cannot lead because you cannot relate to the struggles of
The people, yes. You are living in a different world.
yes,
A different society. In fact, the society is not what the people are saying. You are living in a world of luxury and ease.
yes.
And your mentality, you think that's your
You
society
think
is.
that's it. So it's why when that time they came with the Naira design for you, like
Phew.
let's go cashless.
3 days for 1 week.
How are you expecting it? And you gave a time limit of 100 days, and the CBN governor justified it. Was like 100 days is enough time for people to go to the bank. 100 days is enough time for 200 million people to go and deposit their cash in the bank. That is illogical. 100 days enough time for people in the far north, people in Taraba, in Gombe State,
Yeah.
in Katsina, in the deep. I'm not talking about the urban parts. In the deep parts, people
Yeah.
that their only means of communication is the radio.
Yeah.
So let's look at the fourth tweet because this is a thread of 8 tweets. So the fourth one says that our liberalism and willingness to accommodate others has become our biggest albatross. And by our, I think he's referring to the Yoruba people. Like I said, from the very first tweet, he made this about tribe, saying that for the finishing or
Of
for
the
the
Yoruba
unfinishing
race.
of the race of the Yoruba people. So he made this about. So he's saying that our liberalism and willingness to accommodate others has become our biggest albatross. We gave them land, food, clothes, and shelter, and now they want to take everything from us and rule over us. They have even infiltrated our churches and introduced a brand of religious intolerance which is alien to us. They want to deny us that which our forefathers built, fought, and died for, and they want to decimate our identity and redefine who we are. Please take this very seriously and take note that it is beyond politics. Lagos is for Lagosians and Lagosians are Yoruba. So in this particular series or this particular tweet, I have first there is a lot that is going on. The our and the them. I think by our he's referring to the Yoruba people, and by them he has taken it away from Badebo now and has generalized it to the full Igbo people. Because he's no longer talking about one person. He's saying them. And he's saying that we gave them land, food, clothes, and shelter, and now they want to take everything from us and rule over. So I want you to see how it has now transitioned from a single person into an incitement against an entire tribe.
Yeah.
This is what we call tribalism in the negative context.
Yes,
negative tribal sentiment, stirring up that sense of the sentiments now take the form of hatred.
Yes.
Generate hatred in the other tribe. Hey, and the thing is that as much as we are here and we would like to believe, not a lot of people are as enlightened as is good enough to at least function normally. There are some people that will believe every single
that will just digest this.
As he has said it, that is how they will carry it. And the foundation of this reasoning will just be on the fact that somebody tweeted this.
Yes.
That is what, and somebody will be arguing like, don't you know that Igbo people, they want to take over what you? But this is what, like I said, a prominent politician who has an Igbo wife, by the way.
Yes.
Do you know who was pictured with the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu? This is who is saying these things. So that part is a very big, like now you have made it a tribal thing. And now where he said that, they have even infiltrated our churches and introduced a brand of religious intolerance which is alien to us. So the key word there, our churches.
Our churches.
Who owns the
Sometimes, they say age comes with maturity and respect and wisdom. But I think greed can cancel all of that. Greed and the hunger to satisfy the stomach. And you know why I'm not really to take it very very seriously is a joke, because he has a lot of controversies and contradictions. What did he mean by our churches? You know, sometimes when some learned people speak, you know, because I'll give him the benefit of that. He's a learned man. You observe a lot of greed has corrupted that learnedness, that intelligence, the desire to become, should I say, a position that he has been promised. Maybe he has been promised a permanent position whenever his person enters into power. He has corrupted his ability to use his former knowledge for good. Because how can you enter the statement is saying you give them land, you give them food, you give them clothes? There's something that don't need explanation, because that's a completely dumb statement. I'm not an Igbo person, you're not an Igbo person. But you don't need somebody to tell you that somebody is inciting negativity where there's no negativity, where there's nothing to be scared about. Lagos State is filled up with Northerners, filled up with South people. Everybody's in Lagos trying to find a way for themselves. And you are saying because he's just trying to alienate Igbo people and to make the Yoruba people fight the Igbo people for no just cause. And this is a very, very, very big incitement. If you said that our churches, who is the church? Is church owned by a tribe? Yes, when these people
Yeah,
come
very
out
good
with
question.
ways of dividing people, they are very creative because they only use their intelligence for evil means. This is a very intelligent man. But when greed and the hunger to fill their stomach, when it blocks every other channel of intelligence, the only thing that comes out of their mouth and their brain is negativity. And they will tell you, as we said earlier, they will tell you this is a political game. This is evil. In the process of as a claim playing politics, you understand, you shouldn't incite people, because when you incite people there is negativity in the society. The society becomes tense. People becomes naturally angry for something they know nothing about, because of they feel no, there's way you will feel something that doesn't exist, that will start becoming like it exists,
Yeah.
because you feel that that's this thing that exists too, but in essence that thing doesn't exist. You know, so those what these people are doing, they are praying that, and I think this thing should be condemned, no matter who you are, Yoruba, Hausa, because the same Lagos, there's a very, very large population of Hausa people, a very, very large population of South people. But the reason why it's eating on the Igbo people, because it's going to sell more than if it's on the Hausa person, or if it's on the person from the South, because it's going to sell, and it's a political strategy. But you can't play politics with people's how like play politics with people's feeling. You understand? Because it's a very dangerous road to go through. Lagos is like New York. It's a place that is for everybody to come and buy. You can go and buy land in Lagos. Somebody going to tell you how you bring money, you're going to buy it. If I buy 100, I'm from like now we from the South. If I buy 100 hectares of land, I'm a landlord there. You can't tell me that place is not my land. That's the same way if you are able to buy it in the South or the Southeast. There's so many landlords in the South. There's so many landlords in Port Harcourt. There's so many landlords in Delta State. There's so many landlords in Benin. Yoruba landlords, Hausa landlords. But nobody has ever said, okay, because I'm a landlord here, you don't belong here, or this is our land. I try to infiltrate it. Why did you say the same thing with Ekiti State? Why do Igbo people not go to Ekiti State? Because Lagos is a commercial hub. They shouldn't take away the fact that people go to Lagos for commercial purpose, not because they enjoy the place. Most people stay in Lagos. Most people that stay in Lagos don't even enjoy Lagos. You should just let tribe be tribe. Celebrate it. It's a cultural heritage. Celebrate it, enjoy it, be proud of it. You shouldn't affect the way you think or the way you perceive other people because it's not from my tribe. It's a negative person. That's what he's doing. Please continue before I over vex.
We welcome visitors and strangers with love, kindness, and open arms because that is our nature. But we will never let them rule over us in our father's land, take our land and territory, and deprive us of our patrimony, heritage, and ancestry. Anything short of this would be an abomination and would attract the wrath and curse of God. We know who we are and we know what is ours. Nothing and nobody will take that from us. It is time to reclaim Lagos, and the first step to doing that is to vote for Jide in the governorship election on Saturday. I call on all sons and daughters of the Southwest and all true friends of Lagos and the Southwest to come out and vote for Jide and the APC on that day. The end.
You see what he said? Say God. You say he's playing with, he's now living tribe, entering religious, some people that when they hear God, not be happy with this, they are scared and they will likely obey instructions prior to that statement when God is not happy. When people, how can you attach God to a statement like to an incitement like this?
This thing is it's because a lot of people know about God, but they don't know God. You can know about somebody, you can know that this person is this. Who is this person? He's the president of Nigeria. It doesn't mean you know him. If I ask you what is his favorite color, you don't know. You don't know that person, you know about him. So a lot of people, God is an idea, the idea of God, but the personality, who that person is, they don't know because they've not had a direct encounter. So when they say God is with me in the name of God, and like we were discussing earlier, crusades, people were killed supposedly in the name of God, but they were not hearing from God at all. They know about. They do not make any effort to have that relationship. They don't. So I don't want to go into.
Really?
I don't want to go into. But basically, people know about God. People know God as an idea, not as a personality. So they can just
You can use it
use the name anyhow. So Imani said. So this is an obviously, and when I say obviously, an obviously tribalistic and inciting statement.
Very, very.
But yet you said that whoever, basically what you're saying is that if you are not of this mindset, if you allow, according to him, if you allow the imaginary Igbo agenda to be actualized in Lagos, it is going to attract the curse and wrath
Out of
of
God.
God.
What kind of statement is that? People that came, see, I'm not an Igbo person, you understand? You're not an Igbo person, to
Hey.
be fair. But we're liberal thinkers. We try to think without religious or tribal blockade in our head. Because as we said earlier, we didn't choose our tribe. You understand? So it shouldn't really affect our judgment of things, our reasoning. That's why we're human beings before any other thing. We're not Yoruba human being or Igbo human being. You understand?
Yeah.
Go outside the country, they will fire us in Nigerian, they do not fire us a Yoruba person. So as I said in the previous episode, what should really be our focus in this country should be this landmass called Nigeria, to protect it at all cost. Sorry, I'm strong because this thing is really making me
Yeah,
pissed off.
I
Because
understand.
it's something that doesn't provide progress. They will use this Yoruba hour. When they get to the office, it becomes me and us. That's the cartel. They leave the hour
That
behind.
is the, like,
That is very annoying. When they get to the office, they leave the people behind. The people that are going to fight this fight now, the only people that will still suffer in power.
yes, tribalism doesn't work at the top because they are united by common interest. How can we come together and collect this national cake? How can we come together and basically Nigeria on the political level is run like an enterprise, partnerships, all of that.
Exactly.
How can we partner together and see what can come out for our common good? It's not about tribe there. Tribalism is used for the masses.
This is for the masses, not for the elite. The elite
For
is
the elite.
how influential can I be?
What
Can we
concerns
help
you with
each other
your tribe?
influentially?
Can you? Yes,
Can we help each other influentially?
because they know. But you, and I find it very, because people die for these things. People die for people that are just using you as a stepping stone to achieve their own goals,
They are greedy goals.
and you take your life. And I watched this video, I think during the elections, and a lot of people actually voted based on tribe.
Yeah.
In addition to merit, there are some people, like if you look at all the major candidates, be it from Kwankwaso to Atiku to Tinubu to Obi, there is still a fraction that supported each candidate strictly because of tribal sentiment. There are people that supported Peter Obi because he's an Igbo man and they are Igbo. There are people that supported Tinubu because he's a Yoruba man and he's Yoruba. There are people that supported Atiku and Kwankwaso because they are from this. That's the thing. It came into play. And there are people that supported these people for various other reasons. What I'm trying to say is that I saw one of the videos where one of them, like, he was endorsing a candidate and they asked him why. And this is a young person, you know. This person that you're seeing, this is somebody that you are visibly seeing that he's in his 20s, maybe mid-20s, maybe like 23 to 28 tops. And they asked him, who are you voting for? And he said his candidate. And they're like, why? I was like, I be this person now. I know if you vote
21st century.
for. I know if you vote. Like, it was like, I be this person. I maybe. And I've always wondered, like, the problem with tribalism is that you can be presented with two people, one person from your tribe, one person that isn't from your tribe. The person from your tribe, because the thing is that good and bad people are in every single tribe. No tribe has monopoly of good people. No tribe has monopoly.
Yeah.
You must find good people in every tribe. You must find bad people in every tribe.
You can't keep doing the same time expecting different results. It's not possible.
Modern day insanity, according to yes, that is the thing.
So, and I think the solution with this is quality patriotic Nigerian education. I said it in the previous episode. Quality patriotic Nigerian education that provides people to be free thinkers and with the love of this country, with the visual mindset of seeing this country develop. Everything you are seeing in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, even Lebanon, Kuwait, were all visions, were all in the mind of visionary leaders that love the country, not just because they want to be answer the title of presidency, governor, because of the love they have, because of the prestige they want the country to have in international. This our leaders don't care in Nigerian image international. They don't care if the country is called a shithole. They don't care if it's called a dog house. They just want to benefit and live. And how can you be a president or a governor of a country that is called a shithole and you are not pinched by that? You are not motivated by that. You know, And it applies to every person in political power because we already focus on the presidency, everybody, senate, councillor, even to people that are even lawyers, everybody. In fact, you are a position of power, no matter the minimum power, that be a police or anything. You have to make sure you think about Nigeria first for your kids and your future kids. Not because the selfishness in Nigeria we'll talk about, it doesn't apply to stealing money. It applies to you not thinking about your grandkid and your kids. Do you want to live in this society you are living? Do you want to work hard and gain nothing? People work hard, people work to their 70s, to their 80s, manual labor, but can't even provide good life for themselves, not to mention their children. So that's in Nigeria that everybody should rebuke and fight for not to. Because in a country where people suffer is because they're lazy, not because you cannot work hard, or because you're not smart, or because you cannot access good road, you cannot access constant power to move your business. So Nigeria problem I believe Nigeria problem can be solved by one quality Nigerian education that is embedded in patriotism. Not just you just go to school because you want a certificate or because you love this country and you want to see this country become Nigeria has the power to become a mega country. And if Nigeria gets it right, Africa will get it right. And if Africa gets it right, this is our black skin is going to get respected. As far as this continent is in a mess, this skin is likely going to get respected. This is our skin going to get disrespected internationally because this country, this continent is in a massive mess. At least Rwanda has shown us that there can be a breakthrough. Rwanda is moving at a very, very good rate. And we can emulate from them. We rebuke tribalism in any form or kind. Either you beat Hausa, Igbo, Ijo, Yoruba, it shouldn't affect your judgment. It should be something that should be celebrated because of culture. I think it's the culture that should be celebrated. And culture is tourism. People go annually to watch Japanese culture, watch Chinese culture, watch Russian culture in the eastern part of Russia. They travel, people go annually to experience those things. And thanks to Calabar is giving us an example that culture can be celebrated in a positive light. Not should be used as an to instigate, to incite anger in people. Because what this tweet is to incite anger in people. Because if I'm someone that is I'm a Yoruba person, I'm not a free thinker, and I see something like that, I will believe. This man talking true. This time I get this Igbo man, the progress past me. It's a lie because that Igbo man he might be working harder than you. You know that there are many Yoruba people in Lagos that are excelling at a very fast speed. Many Hausa people in Lagos too. Many Ijaw people in Lagos too. We shouldn't really alienate Igbos, and it's something that if I'm an Igbo person, I would feel very sad seeing this kind of tweet and bitter. But we beg Nigerians not to be bitter because these are people that have brought this culture to this level. We shouldn't give them the listening ear. That's my take.